Hey guys, welcome to the Fly Eagle Show. My name is Dan. I'm the co-host. I've got Brandon here with me, and I have Mackenzie as well. In a second, we'll let them introduce themselves. Today, we want to talk a little bit about the past game against the Cowboys, what happened with Carter, and why Prescott didn't get any punishment. Talk a little bit about the upcoming game against the Chiefs, and just kind of dive a little bit more into those topics. So I'm going to pass you off to Brandon and let him introduce himself. And here we go.
Awesome. Hey, how you guys doing? Appreciate it, Dan. Brandon Harbaugh, Hershey, Pennsylvania, sweetest place on earth. If you guys don't know that, by day, I'm an investment and a coach helping people generate passive income in the markets. By night, I'm full out birds gear, fly eagles fly. So let's rock and roll.
Me?
Yeah, you.
You're up,
I don't
Mackenzie.
have I don't have a cool intro like that. My name's Mackenzie. I'm Dan's daughter, so I'm an Eagles fan by association. Um, that's a really odd. I just finished college, so I'm kind of in an in-between stage of my life, but I'm happy to be here and home watching football with my dad. So
Do we announce here that you're dating a Cowboys fan, or should we keep that a secret?
Hold on a second.
I know.
What?
I didn't want to say it.
Oh
I
my
didn't want to say it,
goodness.
but you know,
you,
I will
oh,
say he is a super nice guy. He checks all the boxes
Except.
except he's a Christian. He's
well, he
polite.
does
He
live in
takes care of his
Texas.
family, but we
Just
have
just
that
give just
issue.
give him just give him the memo. Hey, you hurt my daughter. Cowboys fans, they go out back. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
We'll
we're
leave it at
working on
that.
him. We're going to convert him over to an Eagles fan because he's a Cowboys fan. They can't be that loyal to begin with. So we will get him slowly. We'll take
Let's
him to a
go.
couple Eagles games, get him involved with that whole persona there, and I
Get
think
him
we
in our
could. I
vibe and
think we could get
energy.
this guy.
He'll be Eagles fan in no time. You know.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
anyhow, so I'm a little irked because of what I saw last week. I know what Carter did was really stupid. There's no excuse for it, but now we all know that Prescott did the same exact thing, just didn't hit him. Prescott gets away with nothing. Carter gets a 1-game suspension, a $57,000 fine. I just don't understand the logic. I know he was goaded into it, but at the same time, why is Prescott not out of game? Why is he not having to cough up some money? I mean, it just seems like there's a double standard again with the Cowboys. And I think, at least my opinion, the Cowboys have this maybe, I don't know, era, rumor or whatever that they get favoritism. But then something like this happens, and it's kind of hard to argue that there's not some kind of favoritism. So I kind of want to see if it bothers you guys or what you thought, or
You can go, Mackenzie. You go up first, sir.
Um, I don't know. I'm more can see both sides of it because Dak didn't spit directly on him. He was taunting him and like kind of trying to make that happen. But Carter's a grown man and he should never have done what he did. And everybody knows the person that like hits second gets punished the most.
sure.
So he shouldn't have done that. Dak shouldn't have taunted him. But that's football. Like you're gonna get taunted, you're gonna get teased, that's gonna happen. You have to know not to do something back. So really I can see both sides. I mean, it was embarrassing to watch as an Eagles fan because we have a bad rep, and then for one of our players to do that the first game, it was a
Hmm.
little bit embarrassing. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. For me, I'm just gonna put it out there. Jalen Carter, you're my dog, bro. You're probably one of my most favorite individuals on the defensive. On the defense, maybe I'm biased because when I played football, I was a D tackle and DN, so I try to give them guys, the big guys, love. However, what you did on the field as an Eagles player, I do think it is unacceptable. I'm not going to stick up for something that definitely shouldn't have happened. However, I would also say that, look, I mean, Dak knew what he was doing. Carter's, 21, 22 years old. He's a kid still. So he's definitely coming in and learning. Dak, I feel, knew what he was doing. He came on the Eagles' turf, didn't spit on him, but it was like, darn well it was directed at
Sure.
him and went right
Exactly.
down to his feet. So, Carter, I do see on your side, whereas like if someone came to my house on my field and did that in front of me, I would have a little bit of a reaction. However, when you are held at a pedestal, as an Eagles organization and things like that, what you did was unacceptable. In that regards, still my player. So the 1 game suspension for that, I think, was a little bit tough. I definitely think you should have got a fine and been able to play. But it's all good. You sat out that game. You apologized to the team. You understood and understand that you are one of the most important individuals on our defense. And I think you know that. So I think Dak should have got a fine as well. But just like Mackenzie said, the person that always retaliates back does get hit the hardest. Doesn't make sense, but that's what happened, and we're going to push forward. And I'm excited for this Sunday. I think he's going to have a great game, and we're going to be rocking and rolling.
Could you imagine the next time we play Dallas, what's going to be going through Carter's head? I think he's going to come out on fire. Then what's that say about Dallas too? I mean, to me, I thought it was a sloppy game for both sides of the field. I'm glad we got the win. It was ugly, but some football games are going to be like that. Our entire game plan changed as soon as we lost him. So everything that they had on the defense revolved around him being double teamed. All of a sudden, that's done. It really did change a lot of things. But I think the next time we play Dallas, it's really going to be. I think he's going to just come out possessed. At least that's how I would be. So I'm pretty excited about that second matchup. So this weekend we play Kansas City, and obviously I feel like Kansas City's coming off of a really embarrassing Super Bowl loss. Of course, I mean when a team puts their backup players in a Super Bowl, that's it doesn't get any worse than that. So I wonder if Kansas City is going to show up and play like they did in the past, or are they going to play like they did last weekend? Is it kind of the end of a dynasty with Kansas City? Are they going to bounce right back? I mean, we know Andy Reid's a great coach, and of course anything's possible, but I just wonder what team's going to show up on Sunday. And I don't know. What do you think about that, Brandon? Do you think it's who do you think's going to take the field?
Oh man, that's a coin flip. I'm hoping the team that took the field last week and they go on a 2 game losing streak takes the field for
Mm-hmm.
sure. However, being transparent and open, I feel like a lot of teams are going to come in at us with the defending Super Bowl. So I wouldn't be surprised if once again it's another nail biter. It comes kind of down to the wire.
Sure.
Maybe a 1 or 2 possession game. I mean, if I had to throw a prediction out there, I mean, I could definitely see like a 31-21 Eagles win or something like that
Mm-hmm.
in that nature. So I think I do think with Carter coming back though, I do believe or confident that we will get the win. I just think the Chiefs are going to come out gunning. I mean they still have decent players. Like they're not something that I think we should just put off and say, well, we're just going to walk all over them, because every time we do that, then we always start slow. So hopefully
Of course.
we keep the momentum rolling and steamroll them.
Yeah, exactly. Mackenzie, we obviously know Travis got engaged, and that's been all over the news and whatnot. Do you feel like that might be pulling his head out of the game a little bit, or do you feel like that's not that big a deal and he probably could just focus?
No, I think he's a professional, and I don't
Mhm.
really think a lot of players are going through personal things at the moment or big life milestones, and I don't think it affects them. I think just because he's getting engaged to someone famous that people have that narrative,
Sure.
but I don't really think that has anything to do with it. I think I don't know why they lost that last game or
Mhm.
what happened, but I don't really think that's a factor.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're right. They are professionals, but that is also not every day that someone is getting married to someone of that level. So I do think there's probably a huge media circus around him, around her, around the team. I have to imagine that would be distracting to a point, but maybe it's not, and maybe they could just overlook it. But I know, like, and I hate to use his name, but Belichick and his girlfriend at UNC, I feel like that's a whole, you know, media circus, and I feel like that's affecting that team. So maybe it's not, but who knows?
Yeah.
So I was talking to someone, they said that they think the Chiefs and Mahomes is like the next Tom Brady. I don't see that. I think the guy's good, obviously, and he's an elite quarterback, but is he at that level? I don't know. I don't see that. But curious what you guys think.
I think we ended that conversation when they didn't three-peat in the Super Bowl. I think that conversation kind of stopped
Mm-hmm.
when the whole thing with the refs, people saw that the refs were helping them out. I don't really think that's I don't know if people still say that, but I'm not sure that's a conversation anymore because of what's
Sure.
happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think him coming out and getting blessed on the Chiefs in a sense of Andy Reid. I mean, I'm not going to knock him. He's a phenomenal individual. He's a
Sure.
player's coach, but he
He'll go
also
down as
holds
one of the best.
yeah, exactly. I mean, he was great for us too. I mean, he took us to
Mm-hmm.
what, 5 NFC
Oh,
championships.
absolutely.
We
Yeah.
won one. So I always like Big Reed. Even though
Mm-hmm.
he's in Kansas City now, I give him the respect, you know. Unfortunately he couldn't bring us one in. That one does haunt me by the 3 points that we did lose that one.
I
That's
know that was
the one I
horrible.
wanted Dawkins to get, you know. But as far as the GOAT conversations, I mean, I think people put him in that category because he came into the Chiefs. Andy Reid, he come into a great situation, and Andy's very good at putting quarterbacks in his system to his skill
Mm-hmm.
set. I mean, even when Alex Smith was their quarterback before Mahomes, the Chiefs weren't a horrible team. Like they were still decent. Like I
Sure.
believe they went to the playoffs, you know. So Mahomes got into a good situation with some good young players, and they just hit on a couple drafts like with Tyreek Hill and Pacheco and things like that in the later rounds. Like they weren't first round picks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, with that being said, I mean, I do think like him losing to us as bad as he did kind of does damper that. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for him to be in that kind of conversation, I mean, like he's going to have to win 3 or 4 more Super Bowls in the next 5 or 10 years. Um, is it possible? I mean, maybe. I just don't foresee it because I think we're more in sync as a locked-in dynasty with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Our defense is real young. So our offense is kind of young to middle of the pack now. We're still one of the youngest teams, which is great. So I think the dynasty aspect is coming to us right now. Not biased, you know.
No, of course not. I couldn't tell. So Adoree Jackson is getting a lot of crap with his game against Dallas. I mean, it wasn't good. He didn't have a good game. Do you chalk that up as just being new to the team? Do you think it's possible that maybe they just exploited a weakness in him that's always been there and we just missed it? Or do you expect him to kind of come back and really kind of have a great game and a great showing?
Sure. You want to go, Mackenzie, or you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay, so for me, I see a lot of kickback for him. I honestly think, I mean, he's definitely an NFLer. He's not who he was back in the day, but truthfully honest, I mean, he was really never a top 1, 2, or 3 cornerback. You know what I mean? So with
Mhm.
that being said, also playing the Cowboys, and playing sports before. I mean, if you want to talk about wide receiver tandems, and QBs that could actually throw the ball, I mean. CeeDee Lamb isn't someone that you can just walk over either. I mean, dude's an all-pro, you know what I mean? And George Pickens, I mean, he's not horrible either. So the combo that they have there is definitely way better than the average, in my
Mhm.
opinion. And Dak, he can throw the ball too. Like he's definitely pass happy, you know. So I'm not as fearful as a lot of people and chalking it up like, well, we need to replace him right this second. I would like to see what he does this next game and maybe the following game. And if he still does struggle a little bit, maybe our system isn't to his strength, and maybe we let the other guy come in behind him that we did trade for and let him get some reps, you know? So
Sure.
I personally wouldn't waste any high leverage draft picks or players and panic yet. Because I mean, it was our first game. I mean, that we're gelling still in a sense, you know. The unit didn't play in preseason, so if you come out this week and really get walked on again, then I would be like, well, what's going on here? Is it something that you're lining up against fast receivers and that's not your strength? You're more of a zone. Is there something that we could better equip you with? But as far as panicking, I'm personally not panicking yet. I think he's solid.
Mhm.
But I would definitely want to see what this next game comes in place, and then we could have that conversation on next week's talk. You know?
Well, and I think if anyone's going to get any more from him, it's going to be Vic. His
Yep.
system, he's going to pull every bit of talent out of him that is available, and I
Sure.
feel like putting him into that, even though it was a rough game, and immediately people were disappointed, but
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, think of it like this too. If you're an all-pro quarterback, are you throwing to Quinyon Bay or are you throwing to the other guy? So no matter
sure,
what, whoever's opposite of him, unless it's like Jalen Ramsey or something, which we don't have, I feel like they're always going to be kind of a weak link. I mean, realistically, you're never going to hold the NFL in a pass-happy league. You're never going to hold the receivers to less than 100 or 150 yards, realistically. Like, you know what I mean? So
sure,
who's going
yeah.
to get the catches? You know, and if I was a quarterback, it's not going to Quinyon's side. I'll tell you that right now.
So I know we got this new guy. We got Bigsby, and I'll be honest, I do not know a lot about him, but from what I'm hearing, it sounds like he has the talent. He just was on a bad team for a few years and really not didn't have a chance to break out. And I kind of feel like, well, that's very similar to what happened with Saquon. Saquon's a top talent, but he was behind the Giants' offensive line. So I'm wondering, what do we expect out of this new running back putting him behind our offensive line? I know he's a backup, but sounds like he has a real potential of having a breakout season even as a backup. So, do you guys know any more about him, and what's your kind of take on him?
You want to go, Mackenzie? You can go this time first.
Oh, I don't really know anything about him. I'm not really worried about that position because we have Saquon. I mean, you obviously need to be prepared, but it's not something that's like super concerning. I hope he
Hmm.
does well and I hope he gets some opportunities to like play, but I really doesn't matter to me right now.
Yes. And
What?
I mean, I'm in some fantasy leagues and things like that, and I follow college a little bit. In college, I mean, the dude was he was definitely a bruiser, you know. And I
Hmm.
believe last year on the Jaguars as a backup, and he started a couple games because I believe the Etienne guy got hurt or something. I'm pretty sure he rushed for like 6 or 7 touchdowns, like 700 or 800 yards. So he's definitely not a walk in the park or someone to be watched per se.
Hmm.
Putting him in a situation in Philly, I honestly think that most of the running backs running behind our line are definitely going to be at worst average, you know, because I believe we have one of the greatest, most athletic lines that is great at run pulling and doing those between the tackles and tosses to the outside. I actually like this sign up for one because if Shipley really did get hurt, you heard me say last week, I'm not a fan of running Barkley 20, 25 times a game. I would rather preserve him and give him 10 to 15 touches per game and
Sure.
then keep them really healthy, for the playoffs, you know, I
It's
mean,
a long
in the
season.
end, what'd you say?
I say it's a long season,
Yeah,
so
well,
I agree.
exactly, and now we play 17 games, so it's like, let us do, Barkley showcase it, give him 10, 15 touches, let Tank come in and get, 5, 10 touches, let Dylan come in and get 5, 10 touches, and that right there is what's gonna open up the passing game, and before you
Sure.
know it, we got 300 yards passing and 200 yards, rushing just like we did last year, and I think it's a great addition, so I'm pretty pumped about it.
Nice. Okay. Well, let's I want to go through and just give some final thoughts. So, my final thought is I'm excited about playing Kansas City. I can't say I have any expectations because I don't know what team's going to show up. If it's a team that we played with against Dallas, I feel like Kansas City would have probably won that game. Dallas dropped a lot of opportunities, and you could say that maybe we caused them, but I feel like if we can't step it up, it's going to be a rough game, but I don't feel that'll be the team that'll show up against Kansas City. So I'm cautiously optimistic on that. But that's kind of my takeaway and what I expect from this weekend. You guys have some. What's your final thought there, Mackenzie? What do you think?
I'm just happy I got my shift covered at work so I can be home to watch it. So
True.
I think it'll be a good game either way. I think that Dallas was kind of a wake-up call that we need to do a little bit better.
Sure.
So I feel confident about it.
I can tell you what I expect too from Sunday. There will be a lot of screaming. There will be a lot of jumping up and down. If you've ever watched a
I think
football
I
game
hurt
with
my
her, oh
shoulder.
my God. The whole house. It's just screaming and yelling and jumping, and she hasn't started throwing stuff yet, but I'm expecting that next.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing over there, since she has off work, she's covering all the munchies for the game day. We got a
Ooh,
party at
I
Dan's
like
house.
that.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I would like some chips, some dip. I got to have my
Yeah,
2
let's go.
beers.
Some
One beer's got
wings,
to
some
be in my
pizza.
Eagles koozie. So, yeah, I'll give you a
Yeah,
list.
absolutely. For me, for this week, my expectations once again is I believe we're going to win, and I mean we have a very good shot to win. I think we're going to come in and play a different game this week. I think we're going to be more pass happier, especially playing Kansas City. I mean Patrick Mahomes, he could air the ball out, and if we do get ahead, they're going to be passing. So we'll just see what team shows up for them.
Sure.
I hope or I feel we're going to be prepared. Carter's back in the defense line. He's going to anchor that in. I do expect us to go off on the sack side. I would not be surprised if we got 4 or 5 or 6 sacks this week with the energy, with the new addition of Smith on the D line.
Sure.
He was definitely a great addition for us to put in with the veteran presence, not only for the veteran presence, but he just gets to the quarterback and he still got juice left. So that's a great addition. Plus, it's also depth if someone does get dinged up, and we can keep our D line fresh. So I do expect us to come out. I think we're gonna play a little bit better of a game. Just like Mackenzie said, though, I think Dallas. We did expect it to be kind of a chippier game, but I think it's kind of like, look, guys, we're here. Let's get our stuff ironed out, and let's keep pushing because we got one final goal. Let's get the Super Bowl. So fly Eagles fly. Let's go.
All right. Well, go Birds, and I hope everyone has a great week.
Hey, appreciate it. Hopefully you guys have a good one. And Mackenzie, let us know when the food's ready for the game. We'll all be over, all right?
Okay.
All right, go Birds.
Go Birds.